Alright guys, let's say we were going to do another review of the EVH amp with the POD unit. And I use a POD HD500X. This is how I get my clean tones. This is how I get all my different effects. I don't use any pedals. I used to, and I got tired of having to buy a $180 pedal every time I wanted a different sound, which I kind of think that's bull, like how much they cost for what little you get. POD's $500, but I mean it's got everything you could ever imagine in it. And I do my clean tone, and it's not bad. It's I use the software. I don't really edit much with the onboard screen. If you're gonna gig with this, you're gonna get it set up the way you want it at home, and then take it with you. So you don't really need to edit it through there. It's so much easier through the computer. I've got it set up here. I got the camera, my phone, set up on a milk crate here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around. So here's the user interface that I use. It's called POD HD500X Edit, and it works pretty good. Again, my phone's just sitting on a milk crate right now, propped up, so you can see it. This right here is my clean, and it's using a recreation of a Fender Blackface. I download a lot of the patches and then I go from there, but these are basically my settings. And it's nice because you can adjust little things, not really with this one because this is set up for a combo amp, but you can adjust some of the cap parameters and stuff like that. I've got it set up the way I want it. You can even adjust like what kind of mic you would want, like a Shure SM57 on axis, off axis, 409 dynamic, old ribbon, like 87 condensers, to get different tones to sound like different kinds of records. But I like this one. It's got a little bit of compression on it, and it's got a little bit of a phaser in there, just barely, and that's what gives it that real pretty, like, dynamic sound. And that's on the neck pickup. And it's an affordable guitar. Again, it's the one that my friend loaned me. I don't really know if I want to do these videos with a high dollar guitar because on average most people aren't using high dollar equipment. So I figured I'd use this one. It's got some Duncan designed pickups in it. They're not Duncans, they're Duncan designed. They came out of a different guitar, I guess. They came out of a Schecter. And I guess they're supposed to recreate, like, they're supposed to be modeled after, like, the JB and the Jazz set, which is really common. And they're just a cheaper variant of it. But they sound alright for being cheap pickup. And then you can take it to the middle. Then we take it to the bridge. So that's the clean tone that I use. Obviously you can make your own. I just kind of have a clean and a crunch and stuff like that. And then every once in a while I use it to kind of mess around with some effects and stuff like that. I definitely think it's worth the $500 because of how much money it's going to save you trying to go and buy all these pedals to get different tones, and you got to have this one because it's not true bypass, and you know, whatever. I think people take this stuff way too seriously. Obviously, you know, different things sound better, and the more money you spend, obviously, sometimes you're gonna get a better sound, but not always. A lot of the greatest guitar players use junk. Look at Eddie Van Halen. He used a guitar that was B grade that he just smashed together, and it was amazing. It's all in the fingers. It's all in your fingers. So, I'm speaking of him. I have one here. You can probably see it says VH1. I kind of modeled this after the Van Halen 1 album, and these are the effects that I'm using here. It's got a little bit of a delay. I've got the phaser and the flanger. They're not set up quite right. I've got a little bit of a mid boost on a parametric equalizer, and compression and a noise gate. I mean, for something like this for the house, you have to have a noise gate because you're right next to the amp and stuff like that. So, but it sounds okay. I on that one, I'm using a Variact Plexi. I mean, go figure. And then a 4x12 with greenback 25s and a 57 on axis. Pretty much everything is just kind of dimed, like, you know, like he would do. And the good thing is you can control your mixer. You can damn near run a PA system just out of this unit if you have a laptop with you. You can change your controllers, your set lists, all that stuff, and it shows you your path and stuff like that up here, your signal path. But I have that, and then I have this crunch that I've been kind of working on. It's kind of supposed to be like a AC/DC kind of vibe, but not really. I mean, I know that there's a lot of guys and they're gonna be like, well, they didn't use that amp and they didn't use it. I don't care, man. I think it sounds good. So I mean, go buy your own pod and then you do whatever you want with it. So there's that. But basically, it's basically just a JVM 800. This is one of the newer ones that they've released, and then it's a 412 with the Marshall 75 watt speakers or whatever would come in that cab, and an old school 409 dynamic mic. And it sounds okay too. I mean, it's. But that's kind of my take on that kind of a tone. And then I've got my dirty, which is basically somewhat of a mix. I actually really like this tone. It's a tread plate, which I believe is modeled after a Soldano amp, and 412 V30s with an 87 condenser mic. It's very 80s sounding, very hair metal sounding. And then I use a Plexi lead 100 watt. You know, obviously that's got to be with anything really. And I have it set up so that the wah pedal on the board controls the gain of the tread plate amp, which I believe is a Soldano. So if you watch right here, you can see that the drive is cranked. but as I turn the pedal down, the drive goes down. And what I do with this is you get kind of a clean rock tone. And as I dig into it, I can get more gain, and the Soldano amp seems to kind of arise from the Marshall. It's weird how it works. I really like it. It's a lot of fun like that. But that's basically what you got with it, and it's built very well. I'm not sure if it's made out of steel or aluminum. I don't have a magnet. I can't tell. Not that I really care, but it's pretty freaking sturdy. The pedal, the wah pedal on it, or the expression pedal, I guess, quote unquote, is what you guys would call it, is like made of adamantium or something. Because I got a 2-year-old that takes it to it every day, and this thing doesn't even care. So, in conclusion, is the POD HD500X worth $500? Absolutely. The amount of money you would have to spend to cover everything that's in there is unreal. They do a great job of modeling the amps. All the effects work very well. They're very sensitive to changes like a good pedal would be. The outputs on it are unreal. You can plug this thing into anything. You could probably charge a Tesla off of this floor unit. It's not a Helix. It's not a Kemper. It's also a quarter of the price. So you get what you get. I mean, you get what you pay for. I'm not going to go out and spend $2,000 on a modeling system. Why would I? It's not that big of a deal. So yeah, it's definitely worth the $500. Other things I wanted to cover were, number one, I'm not that good of a guitar player. I'm just not. I've been playing a year and a half. I suck. I play how I play. If you don't like it, don't watch the video. Sorry, I'm trying. Number two, I don't edit anything. It's 2.5 feet away from the cabinet. The sound it's what it sounds like. I don't edit it to try and sell it. I'm not in it for the money. I don't get paid to review it, so it is what it is. Number three, I mess up specs sometimes. Sorry. Let me know if I screw something up, if I'm not correct on it, and I'll try to get it changed with an annotation or at least something. If you have any questions, you can find me on social media and stuff like that. So, or comment, and I'll try to be pretty good about commenting back. But yeah, definitely worth $500. If you're thinking about it, go get one. If you don't like it, you can always take it back. So have a good day.